gonna do a video in my mom's room, like I did the other day. And then I'm like, why the fuck bother? Like, seriously. I know I've lost tons of subscribers, but I lose and gain all the time. For all I know, I could be getting a whole bunch of subscribers because of so many now non-age restricted videos. See? There's there are all these videos, little video tweet things, little video clips, little whatever, that are feel good, and they do make you feel good. They show little animals, dogs, cats, but also all kinds of animals being saved. They're on the brink of death and they're saved. And it shows them being saved. And it shows them being loved. And it always plays the same fucking song. That somebody to heal, I need someone, and blah blah, you know. It plays that same song over and over. I don't know who sings. And it shows the animals being saved, and it's so beautiful. And I just watched one a little while ago. Like, really, that sums up my life. Where it shows the little squirrel being saved from the grate, and it's covered in muck, and they show the little, it's probably a clip that was put together, but, you know, spliced, but whatever. And it shows the little squirrel being saved, and it plays the little song, and then it suddenly goes to like Vicious playing the song like rah, 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 and it's cooking up the fucking squirrels. Hey. Story of my fucking life. My own stupid, delusional, fucking sick in that brain makes me think I'm gonna be saved, and it's all fucking lying. It was all just a lead to this shit. All it ever was. All it ever was. All it ever was. Not one fucking good thing has happened to me over these years and years and years that I insanely, delusionally believed at least something good would happen, and nothing, 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 nothing. Not one fucking good thing ever happens for me. Ever, ever, ever. Just like that fucking squirrel. Just deceived. It's all deceived. Deceived by real life people and deceived by my own fucking mind. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. In the end, it's all the same. All the same. Squirrel was deceived and thinking it was loved and gonna be saved, and instead it was fucking destroyed. It was murdered, it was killed. Eaten. Exactly what's happened to me figuratively. Donald did it to me. Hardly the only one. voicemails off of my phone because I was running out of room on it. You know, I save them all. Long, rambling voicemail. My mom's former roommate is, I worry about you, and I worry about name of whoever, people in her life that are, and I worry about your mother, and and then she telling me you have too much on your plate, you're having too much stress, you're gonna have a breakdown, you don't know the half of it. You never would, never could. Neither would Joe, for that matter. I told you, I'm gonna be faith, I'm gonna get to Joe. I don't need faith, my mother's gonna survive. But I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, Joe's gonna save me. Nothing's gonna fucking save me. Donald finished me off years ago. Nearly dead. No, nothing's gonna save me. But Joe will keep me safe. Joe will have me not, I won't be alone. Joe's a good fucking person who would never, ever, ever trick me or deceive me or hurt me for his own fucking jollies. Joe would never intentionally hurt me, period. Not intentionally. So he could get off at my expense. And like is or would be the case, try to tell me otherwise, I'll laugh in your fucking face, okay? Unlike would or is the case with most of most people, okay? Joe's opinion of me is based on entirely different criteria. So unlike is the case, or would be the case, with most people would just see me like this. Joe doesn't and wouldn't. So and that includes me most of all, okay? Joe doesn't view me as not cutting the cord. Joe views me as just, he admires my love for my mother, admires my, says my cross to bear. mother's begging me to take her home. Begging. Exactly as I predicted. Well, Joe and the former roommate were like, well, maybe it's not going to be okay. It's not going to be okay in the way, Of course, her former roommate was one of a kind. Her new roommate is older. Her new nursing home roommate is older than my mom, and the same alarm and gets up and not supposed to, and only in the case of her new roommate, she's not supposed to get up on her own, but can. I watched her do it as the alarm was going off. People who want the old me back don't understand. I kidded myself for too long. First, Donald nearly destroyed me. And then I spent too long destroying myself. Kidding myself for too fucking long. And now it's too fucking late for me. The only hope I in the universe have is to get to Joe. And then that begs the question, what's gonna happen to my mother? Thousands and thousands of calories worth of sweets I ate in 2 fucking days. What's gonna happen to my mother? I came this close. Yeah, her former roommate doesn't know the half of it. But she doesn't understand, but I'll let it go. You just met me a couple weeks ago. I don't believe in just taking a magic elixir and everything will be fine. That's what you follow, what most people follow. I don't. I say to myself as I'm listening to her voicemails, you really need to go to the doctors. Have them put you on like Ativan or something. You're going to have a nervous breakdown. Trust me, honey, you're going to have a nervous breakdown. Get your butt to the doctors and have them, you have too much on your plate. You're under too much stress. Yeah. And it's my own fucking self-contempt over what I did to myself for too many years. That's the danger of destroying me. You don't know that. Nobody does. Anyhow, came this close through absolutely no fault of my own. Through absolutely no fault of my own. To being injured and not being able to go visit my mother. Only someone with incredible depth can just see what this entire situation and this entire existence, this entire universe is fucking doing to me. It's just turning the screw tighter and tighter, the noose tighter and tighter around my neck. At least I found a ride. So I don't have to depend on a fucking taxi that might show up, and I'm anxious about that. I found a ride to the fucking courthouse so I can get out of fucking jury duty. Told the jury, whatever you call that line, or helpline, or whatever, and told him the guy was like, I have full confidence you'll get out of jury duty if you go up, because I want to know what it entails. I've never had to do this before. Again, just another thing. At least I got a fucking anyhow. I had plans of getting to my mother, visiting a couple days ago, and we were supposed to have like, and my mom was going to take part in it. We were supposed to have some kind of meeting, okay? Well, I wasn't able to sleep. I'm just burned out. I've been eating too many sweets. It doesn't matter. I didn't feel well. I don't know. So I just called in the middle of the night and I canceled it. But I'd already canceled it the week before because of the weather. So now it's the holidays, and now if I didn't do it over the phone, I wouldn't be done at all. I also needed to get to the library and send out my stupid jury duty excuse letter that I'd spent hours and hours writing, and then send certified, but it's not even going to matter. I still have to go. You have to get that thing in weeks ahead of time. You know what I mean? But I did it anyway, because just to do it, just to do it. I did it anyway. I guess because even if no one gets a chance to read it or in time to at least, they might know that I at least sent it, wrote it. It was all over the place. It's just like, it's hardly my best writing, but it doesn't matter. Okay? Fact is, I did it, right? And I had to go late. I had to go late to the library because I had to do that again. That meeting. If I had gotten my ass, if I wasn't sick in the middle of the night and I'm filled with fucking such dread, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't just get up in a few hours and travel via public transportation far and all that. You know, I can't do it. I can't. I don't care. But had I done it, I was going to go to a library in a different area and do everything. I'd already written it the night for hours and hours and hours. I just had to tweak it and print it out. See what I'm saying? And now I I ended up shutting my alarm off and just going to sleep, and that's all I wanted to do is just sleep. And then by the time I wake up, then it's like, oh, we have to do, this, and so I'm gonna have to go late, and then I'm walking home in the dark, walking home in the fucking dark. And I'd also stopped at the store, walking home in the dark, and suddenly find myself flying. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm in hell. What the hell did I trip over? Well, it turned out, and I ended up, I called Joe, and I'm crying to him, and he's like, yeah, Laura, that's how this world is now. You have to, I'm like, I can't even be walking, and no, I've walked this area so many times in the daytime. I don't believe this was ever, who knows what it was. I don't even know. But it was like pipe type thing sticking up out of the ground like 6 inches. It didn't even look like real pipe. It looked like mangled. It looked like stupid. And then I'm like, I said, Joe, you don't believe this. I wouldn't have been able to visit. I could have been seriously injured. Even if I wasn't seriously injured, even if I, just sprained or broke or whatever, I could still be out of commission and not be able to visit my mom. I took pictures of it and sent it to Joe. Okay. I went flying to the ground. I was alright. It was a miracle. But again, and my stuff went flying all over the place. Okay. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. And then I was gonna go see my mom the next day. And I was gonna go really early, but I didn't make it. Surprise, surprise. Again, there are times I don't make it because I'm stuck on the toilet, if you catch my drift. I mean, my mom has no idea how close I came to not even being able to visit her at all, being seriously injured, or again, even non-seriously injured, but I would have been rushed to the hospital if I can't walk, right? I just couldn't even believe it. I'm like, what the fuck? What is that there for? I reported it to the police, but because Joe's like, that's not just really like that. And then he gave an example of what happened with his fiasco with his driveway or whatever. I'm like, that's a public place. People walk there. It's not just me. When I was walking, there was a woman about 50, 100 feet ahead of me. And then when I was busy crying to Joe and taking pictures, a guy came. All right? So people do walk that way. There shouldn't be just stuff sticking up that anyone could trip over. And what about when it snows? It's disgusting. That's why I take the time to call the police. Do I think anything will be done? Probably not, but whatever. Anyhow, I didn't get up in time to catch whatever, but then I was there. So I couldn't find my sunglasses the next day. So when I'm like, oh great, well, I must have dropped them with all my other stuff. When I fell to the ground, everything spilled out. So I went back and actually found the sunglasses. So I guess it was a blessing I didn't get my ass up in time. Because when I didn't get my ass up in time, and I'd have to wait for the net, you know what I mean? I decided to go investigate since I had time to kill. Okay? The whole point I'm making is how easily things can happen just like that. I got my mom crying to me that she wants to come home. And then the next day I visited her for hours. And that's when she's crying to me. That's when I got to meet her roommate too. And coming home, granted it was dark, but I've had this happen to me more than once in the light. Again, not my fault. Okay? When I have to cross somewhere, and I'm in the middle of crossing, and you're making a turn, you have to watch out for me in a car. You can't just come barreling towards me. You know what I mean? I'm helpless and trapped. I've already crossed halfway. Across like a parking lot or so, you know what I mean? And numerous times I've had like that. So just then, again, the night before was the thing with tripping over the pipe that's just there. This shouldn't be. That I know I've been traveling, I've been living around here for how many years? Over a decade. I never saw that before, and I've traveled many times in the light, so I don't think it's always been there. I don't know what's going on. And then the next night, I've had that repeatedly happen, and I snarled and growled too. Don't care about that. Because whoever it was, like, what are you doing? I'm trapped here just trying to cross, and it wasn't a huge, huge thing I had to cross. They're making a turn, and I'm like, what the hell? Are you gonna hit me? You know, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously, you're coming straight at me. Anyhow, that's my fucking life, just spiraling downward while my mom's just, I want to come home, why can't I come home?